guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you've not been here before. I'm Leanne and this is my weight loss journey, and I am here recording another video answering one of the questions that have been asked by you. Today is Saturday for me. I've just been in the shower. I go away to Pisa tomorrow. So I thought, right, I'm going to record this. I'll release it on Sunday, and then hopefully it keeps me up to date with you guys while I'm away. Oh, that is the plan, which never, like any of my plans, ever actually go to plan. So we'll see how this goes. I put out a community post saying if you've got a question for me, ask it me. I'll answer it as honestly as I can. And I'm trying to stick to that because I am a lady of my word. I do apologise that I have no makeup on and that I look a little bit rough and tired, but it's been quite a testing day. First of all, I just want to tell you, today, Saturday, my little Lily went and sat her driving test, and as you can see, she passed! Now, as much as that was lovely, it's also been really, really, really stressful because now she's been out driving on her own. And that brought about all new levels of like psychotic stressness as a mum. I didn't sleep last night because I was that worried about her sitting it today. And then I've worried and stressed out all day. Thankfully, I've not eaten my way through the stress. Can I just add? Hurrah! But she sat her test and she passed, and we got her fully insured on the car, and she's been out running around in a car all day. And then tonight she has been... she's gone out on a girls' night for her 18th birthday with her friends, which I'm quite pleased about because it's really cute. And although she's growing up and that's a little bit sad, it's really nice, isn't it, when you see your kids just go out and do the thing. So I'm sorry to butt into the question thing here, but I had to get you updated on that because that is just amazing news. Anyway, today's question that I've chosen to answer is from a lady called Julie Green. Now, she, I believe, is working in the hospitals and she watches this with her friends at work. So if you're watching this, a huge hello, and I hope you guys are having a good shift if you're watching this on shift. If you're not, I just look a bit stupid. But she asked, what made me start my weight loss journey and actually lose weight? Now, that's my interpretation of her question. I think that she's asking me what is different this time to other times, I think. So you can correct me if I'm wrong. So I'll start off by saying that, like, I have had so many times where I've tried to lose weight. Like, so many times. I've been fat my entire life. Like, even, I think I was just born fat. Even as a little kid, like, one day I will get the pictures out and I'll show you the history of me. And, yeah, I was fat all my life. I have done numerous clubs, and I mean, I went, like, the school nurse weighed me and put me on a diet at school, and that wasn't successful. And I think I learned a really bad relationship with food really early on, and the diet cycle was like instilled in me from a really early age. This time I think's been really different. Now, I've been on my weight loss journey for a year and a half, nearly 2 years. Well, about a year and a half. And no, it's coming up to 2 years actually. This one has been this is the longest stretch. It's not one of, it is the longest stretch that I've ever stuck on a diet or a different way of eating or a weight loss journey or whatever you want to call it. I know people get offended by certain stuff and it's not intentional, but let's be honest, we're on a weight loss journey and that's that. Whether you think it's got negative connotations or not, that's what I'm going to call it, because I don't really... do you know, like, the words I use to describe it don't really upset me, so I just call it a weight loss journey. So this time, I don't think, like, I started out knowing that this were going to be it. I was very blind, I was very naive, I was very all over the place, I'm not going to lie. If you watch my first videos and if you've watched me from the beginning, I did not have a clue what to expect. My plan... I don't think when I first started, I didn't have a dead set plan. I was trying stuff. I didn't know what was going to work. I didn't know where it was going to go. I didn't know if I was going to be successful. I had no idea, and that was fine. So I'm going to break it up into two parts, I think. So what started me on this weight loss journey honestly, I was just so tired of being overweight. I was so tired of it. It was more the boundaries that it was having for me. So the one that I talk about a lot on the channel is the travel. I wouldn't travel. I wouldn't go on an aeroplane because I thought I was too fat to go on a plane seat. And the thought of getting extenders like mortified me. Like not knowing how big the seats were. I had so many anxieties about it, and like they continued like throughout my journey. So that was a boundary that I wanted to overcome. I'm a bit stubborn, so if I've got something in place that's holding me back, I am stubborn enough to like really push through it. Walking around were getting really like difficult. I didn't really want to limit like Oliver's experience of life by me being so overweight. It was making me miserable. Do you know, like in some respects, I like my low self-esteem, my self-worth, all came into it. But I don't think I really picked up on that a lot until a bit later on. I think initially it was, there's these boundaries in place. Like I don't want to go swimming. I don't go to the gym. Exercise is really hard. There's loads of activities that I can't do because they've got a weight restriction. I can't go on like roller coaster rides. Like I still haven't dared go on a roller coaster ride, can I add, because I don't know if I'm still too fat to go on them. Like go-karting, can I go go-karting? If I went go-karting, do you know the outfits that you have to wear? Would I be able to fit in those? Now I've got a trip to Amsterdam planned, and there's like a swing that you can go on that's on top of this really high building. I don't know if I can go on that. I don't know if I'm too fat. Oliver went on a helicopter ride in the Peak District. I could have paid to do that with him. I couldn't because I was too overweight to go on it. You have to have like a minimum weight, and that just absolutely just broke my heart. But the main thing was I couldn't travel. I couldn't go on a plane. I'd not took my children abroad. I'd sent them abroad with school. I'll pay for it. And I hate the concept of me being held back. So I think the stubbornness is what really started me on this, and being miserable. Like life's too short to be miserable. Plus I was coming up to my 40th birthday, and I just figured, you know what? If not now, when? So yes, I trundled along without really much of a dead set plan. I didn't really know whether it was going to change. I've always hated Slimming World and the groups and stuff, and I just never settled into a plan before, and maybe that's because my mindset was different. So then following on from that question, what is like different, I suppose, this time to what every other time is, it is 100% your mindset. Like I will harp on time and time again. Like if you've watched my like videos and watched me along on my journey, you will know I absolutely think weight loss is a mind game. Like if your mind is not in it, it does not matter how much you try, you will screw up and you will hate it. I think you've got to get your mind into the perspective of you are on a plan. Like going to Slimming World, like I've spoke to a lot of different people as well at group, and there's always them people there that are there that kind of want it but don't really want it enough, that find a way to kind of cheat the plan, and they're never really that successful on it. And I mean, each their own. I'm not judging. Everybody's got their own journey and does it their own way when they're ready. That is not me judging, but I think your mindset, not just from me, but from like other people, my friends, my family and things like that, and you've got to do it for yourself. And I really wanted to do it for myself, and my kids, I suppose, were motivated because I wanted to take those on holiday. So yeah, I'd say my mindset were really different this time. That isn't something that's been easy. Like your mindset is not something that you just like lock into and it stays. It is something that you actively have to work on. So throughout this journey, I've vlogged it, which is completely different. It's kept me on track. But I've been really self-reflective. So the next part of this question that I've kind of interpreted is the thing that's different this time is, one, I'm not doing like a crash diet and I'm not trying to restart each time I screw up. I'm trying to learn. My mindset's different, but I'm also continuously working on my mindset. So I watch all my vlogs back. I write a journal. I do a reflective journal. I'm looking at behaviours. I'm trying to make active changes in myself. My thoughts around food, my relationship with food, my education, my relationship with exercise and how I feel about that, socially, how I look at food, emotionally, how I look at food, my own like outlook, my like the perspective of myself, I suppose, and the way that I speak to myself. I'm doing a lot more things for myself. I'm being a bit more selfish. I'm putting more time into myself. And I suppose I'm just in a very different place to what I've ever been before, because obviously my children were smaller before. So they required like my priority, and they deserved it. And I don't regret that, because they deserved my priority. Like, they needed to be my priority. But I've put like, I suppose my relationship with Oliver, I've like, to start off with, he was my ultimate priority. Like, I put his needs first all the time. And I think going on this weight loss journey, although I do think it benefits him a lot in lots of ways, I've had to be quite selfish and like refuse to go out for meals and eat healthy when he's wanted to go out for stuff. And I have put more time into myself, which impacts on him because it takes time away from him, and that's taken a bit of getting used to. I think me as myself, I've changed, so that's impacted a lot. And whereas before I'd feel really guilty for doing that, and I'm not saying I've not had guilty bits throughout this, but I felt less guilty, or if I felt guilty, I've worked on not feeling guilty and actually putting it into perspective that this is actually important to me and I needed to do it. I've been kinder to myself. I've acknowledged what I've achieved, and that's not been easy because I'm very critical of myself. And this isn't something that's just all happened, like I said. It's not something that happens straight away. Like, this is stuff you have to work on throughout your journey. And this is why I think it's really important not to restart your journey. Just have it all as one journey. Even if you mess up, it doesn't matter. Just do it. And I have just made a video on getting back on track. If you're interested in watching that and that'd help, then that kind of links into what I'm saying on how I get back in track and how I don't restart all the time. So I hope, Julie, that's kind of answered your question. I hope that I've addressed that in the right way. I do feel a lot better for not restarting and being, I'm not going to say successful in this journey, because there's parts of this that I've not been successful, but what I have been successful in is making change and not giving up, and that feels good, and that is quite motivating that I've gone this long without just saying I'm going to restart, and staying present in myself, I suppose, and making sure that I continue to stay on a plan. The plan's adapted from time to time. I've tried things and completely fucked up, and that's fine. That's part of it. Maybe the acceptance of it is part of what's changed this time. The acceptance that sometimes I'm not going to lose £6 every week. And the acceptance that it might be a slow journey. The acceptance that I'm not perfect. And I don't actually want to be perfect. I'm quite okay as I am. I think another key thing is that I didn't do it for vanity. I didn't do it for how I looked. It was more health-wise and achievements and life opportunities and quality of life. And that made a massive difference, actually, because I suppose with social media, you're never going to live up to how everybody else looks, because everybody else is filtered and everybody else has got this unrealistic body type that women, I feel, are pressured to achieve. And whenever you're aiming for that, you're always going to feel disappointed. Do you know, if it's totally about how you look, because I think as women, we're never bloody happy, are we? There's so much pressure on women, do you know, to look like a certain way, and that continuously changes as well. I mean, at the moment, it's big boobs, isn't it? I mean, big butt, and they're not bothered about boobs, whereas it used to be stick-thin Barbies with gigantic boobs and no bum before, and these leg gaps that everybody are on about, and then all of a sudden people want thick thighs. Jesus Christ, do you not ever think that it's ridiculous how much this trend changes on women to change the body? It's bloody ridiculous. So I think not having the look being a priority, it's a nice change, you know, when you get clothes that fit you different and you can use different styles, that's an additional. But I think if your main motivator is purely how you look, I'm not sure that's always the motive behind that is completely for yourself. I think with the external pressures from media, social media, partners, friends, society, work, everything, the motive in that is not fully for yourself. And I think when it's not for yourself, it's hard to maintain a change and keep doing that continuous work. So yeah, I hope, Julie, that my rambles have answered your question. If they've not, please feel free, if I've got that question completely wrong, to pop some more down below in the comments and I'll address it. Well, you know I will, because I always do. I apologise if you've asked me a question I've not got round to it yet. I will get there, but I'm trying not to bombard my channel with loads of questions all at once, because I think it'll just kill you all off. But I hope that gives you a bit of insight into why I started, if you've not watched me from the beginning, and maybe as to what my motives are and why I think maybe I've been more determined and more successful on this journey at sticking to it than what I have any other. If you've got a story and you can tell me why you have started your journey and what your motives were and what you think you've done to different this time that's kept you on track, or what you're hoping to do differently that keeps you on track, it would be great if you put them in the comments down below, because I think everybody's journey has got its own little personal thing. And I think as a community, we can all learn from each other and get inspiration from each other. And I am all on for building each other up and supporting each other. So if you've got a different outlook on this, a different experience, a different story, and you feel safe to share it, then please do pop it in the comments down below. I love to hear it. I love to get to know you guys. I really do. And it can be hard sometimes, because sometimes people don't comment all the time, and that's okay. I totally get it if you're not up for it. But if you are and you feel brave enough to put that on and you're happy to do so and to share that, that would also be really, really wonderful. So that's enough of me rambling now. I need to get something to eat because I've not eaten much this afternoon. And my fasting time is soon coming to an end, and I need to get to bed early because I'm going to Pisa in the morning. So I obviously will update you guys on that, and I will catch up with you again soon. Think then.